Look at you, a broken mess, huh? Pathetic, some might whisper, crushed by the world, tossed aside like worthless debris. They really tore you apart, didn't they? Those people you poured your trust into, the ones you thought were your ride or die, they chewed you up, spit you out, and didn't even glance back. But here's the raw truth. They're watching you now. Oh, they're watching, eyes glued, waiting for you to stay down, to crumble under the weight of their betrayal. You think they care? Not a chance. They're praying you stay broken, face in the dirt, because you're rising. That terrifies them. When you get back up, you won't be the same. No, you'll be something fiercer, something they can't wrap their heads around. Have you ever stopped to consider that? How much power do you hold just by breathing, by existing? You, my friend, are a threat. That's why they tried to shatter you, to douse that fire burning inside you. They saw something in you, something dangerous, something they feared you'd become if you ever realized your own strength. They tried to bury you, but you know the saying. They tried to bury me, but they didn't know I was a seed. That's you? You're not buried. You're planted, ready to sprout into something massive, something undeniable. And when you do, those same people who left you for dead will have no choice but to watch. Watch you rise, watch you climb, watch you become untouchable, a force they could never hope to touch. You think it's over because they hurt you, because they left scars? You're dead wrong. Those scars aren't weaknesses. They're your war stripes, trophies from battles you survived. Wear them with pride, because they tell your story. You're not broken. You're rebuilding piece by piece into something stronger, something tougher to crack. Ever break a bone? It heals stronger, doesn't it? That's your spirit, your heart. Fractured, yes, but mending into something unbreakable. And who's watching all this? God. He sees every step, every tear, every moment you thought you couldn't go on. He's not letting this go unnoticed. He's crafting something extraordinary for you, something that'll make jaws drop. Ever heard that he'll rebuild you right in front of those who broke you? That's not just a catchy line, it's a promise. He's turning your pain into power, your losses into fuel, rebuilding you piece by piece, in plain sight for all to witness. When it's done, he'll choke on their envy, their regret. You'll rise before their eyes, stronger, sharper, wiser, becoming everything they tried to destroy. So, you've got a choice. Stay down, let them win. Let their betrayal define you, or stand, shake off the dirt, and let God do his work. A masterpiece isn't painted in a day. This kind of transformation, it takes time, grit, and fire. You've walked through hell, but that's what's forging you, making you unstoppable, untouchable. It hurts, and it'll hurt for a while. That's the process, the crucible. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Strength doesn't come without struggle. The world will keep swinging, trying to knock you down again. But after this, nothing can break you for good, nothing. And you're not a victim, you're a survivor. No, forget that, you're a warrior. They thought they had the final say, that they ended you. But Bane's on them. They just ignited a fire in you that'll burn so bright it'll blind them. You're going to rise, and when you do, you'll be untouchable. They'll see it. Everyone will see it. God's not just rebuilding you. He's elevating you to heights you've never dreamed of. When you stand there, rebuilt, renewed, reborn, they'll know they couldn't break you. No matter how hard they tried, you were too damn strong to fall. People love to play the part, don't they? They flash their fake smiles, pat your back, say all the right things to make you feel safe. But the second thing goes south, poof, they're gone, vanishing like smoke in a storm. That's how it is out here. You can't trust anyone, not really. Those so-called friends, they were waiting for you to stumble, itching for the chance to push you off the cliff. They saw you fall, hit rock bottom, and got a sick little thrill, didn't they? For a moment, they probably celebrated, thinking they'd won. But what they didn't see coming was the comeback. Oh, the comeback is always fiercer than the setback. That's you. The comeback story they'll talk about for years. The one who couldn't be erased, who couldn't be broken. Let's get real. Not everyone's built for this. Most people crack under pressure and stay cracked. They let the world chew them up and never rise again. But you've got something different, something primal, a fire that refuses to die. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you unstoppable. God doesn't rebuild the weak. He rebuilds the warriors, the ones who can take the hits and still stand tall. You're about to be remade in a way that'll make everyone who doubted you, who hurt you, who left you for dead regret, every single moment they thought they had you beat. They didn't bury you, they prepared you, they sharpened you, refined you. It's brutal, it's ugly, but when you come out the other side, you'll be something to fear. They'll tremble, wondering how the hell you survived it all. You'll smile, knowing they can't touch you anymore. But this isn't just about surviving, is it? No, you're going to thrive. You'll rebuild everything they tore down, and you'll make it bigger, stronger, better. Every scar, every bruise, every tear, they're the foundation of the empire you'll build from the ashes of their betrayal. They thought they broke you. Nah, they handed you the tools to rebuild tougher, wiser, harder. You don't get this kind of power without pain, without losing it all first. But you're learning the ultimate truth. Nothing can break you permanently. They might have knocked you down, but you're rising like a storm they can't stop. And don't get it twisted. When you rise, you're not just proving them wrong. You're proving yourself right. Every time you doubted yourself, thought it was too much, thought you couldn't go on, you're showing you're stronger than you ever imagined. When you step into that power, the world better brace itself. God's rebuilding you, not just to show them what they lost, but to show you what you're capable of. Once you see your own strength, there's no going back. You'll be a force, unstoppable, unbreakable. They'll stand there, powerless, watching you become everything they feared you could be. And the irony, the ones who tried to shatter you are the broken ones. They're empty, hollow, living in fear of being exposed for the frauds they are. They tried to tear you down because they saw in you what they could never be, something real, something untouchable. They tried to destroy you, but their destruction is temporary. Your rebuild, that's eternal. They'll keep hiding behind their lies, their fake smiles, their empty promises, but deep down, they'll know they couldn't break you. That'll eat them alive, haunt them forever. You, though, you'll sleep easy, knowing you took every hit they threw and turned it into fuel for your ascent. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. When God rebuilds you, He doesn't just patch you up and send you on your way. He forges you into something new, something indestructible. When you stand there, reborn in front of those who doubted you, who hurt you, who thought they finished you, they'll face someone they don't even recognize, someone beyond their reach, beyond their control. That'll terrify them. They thought they broke you, but all they did was fuel your rise. When you stand tall, they'll have to live with the fact that they can't stop you. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, rebuilding something so powerful, nothing can tear it down again. They say time heals. Lies. Time doesn't heal a damn thing. You just learn to carry the pain better, to hide it smarter, to wield it like a weapon. You walk through hell so many times it starts to feel like home. One day, you realize no one's coming to pull you out. That's the first brutal lesson. You crawl or you burn. That's it. You either die in the flames or become them. I stopped waiting for a savior long ago. Instead, I grew claws, sharp ones, the kind that rip through fake love and hollow words. Betrayal. I've lost count of how many times I've tasted it. Smiles from people with knives hidden behind their backs. People I'd have died for walked away, like I was nothing. Yet, I stood there, still breathing, still bleeding, watching their shadows vanish while the silence screamed louder than their lies ever could. Strength isn't about muscles or noise. It's carrying your own damn coffin every day, daring the world to bury you in it. It's staying silent when your name's dragged through the mud, when your heart's shattered, when your soul's on the floor, and your mind's screaming to give up. You don't break. You grit your teeth and keep walking like the devil owes you something he can't pay. That's power. I learned it the hard way. Nobody respects the loyal until they go cold, until they cut contact. They only value you when they lose access to you. That's the curse of being solid. You carry everyone until you realize no one's carrying you. I'm not bitter. I'm real. There's a difference. Bitterness comes from weakness. Realness comes from survival. When you've been betrayed by those you protected, left in pieces after giving everything, that's not bitterness. That's awakening. Silence became my answer. Pain became my mentor. Solitude became my strength. They think I'm lonely. Nah, I'm focused. I cut out distractions dressed as love, severed ties with those who only showed up when it was convenient. I'm allergic to inconsistency now. If your soul's fake, I feel it. Smiles lie, energy doesn't. You think feeling too much, loving too deeply is weakness? That's a warrior's curse. We fight hardest for those who throw us into battles, bleed most for those who wouldn't even bandage our wounds. But that's over now. My empathy has limits. My kindness has conditions. My peace has a price. You don't sit at my table unless you've got scars too. If you haven't been broken, you can't speak my language. I used to wait for apologies, for closure, for people to realize what they lost. Now, I move in silence. If you lose me, you lose loyalty, realness, a heart that would have gone to war for you. That's your karma, not my burden. In that silence, I became dangerous, not angry, not emotional, but focused. I found peace in the fire, clarity in the chaos. I don't seek revenge. I let karma feast with patience. My presence speaks now. My absence teaches. The strongest are always alone, not because they want to be, but because they see too much, feel too deep, give too much, and expect too little. They're the ones who wipe their own tears in the dark and shine in the light. They're the ones who save the world but drown in silence. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be remembered. For the storm I carried quietly, the strength I built in solitude, the chaos I survived without a witness. That's my legacy. That's my revenge. That's my truth. They'll never understand what it costs to keep standing when your world's already collapsed. They see the strength, the silence, the control, but not the war that built it. The nights I stared at the ceiling, asking God why I kept surviving storms meant to kill me. They don't hear the screams in my head when I realized those I'd die for didn't flinch while I drowned. That kind of pain doesn't weaken you. It transforms you into something sharp, something unrecognizable. You stop begging to be understood. You stop bleeding for those who can't heal you. You stop showing up for those who don't notice when you're gone. That's when the shift happens, from giving love to giving lessons. Not out of cruelty, but clarity. Isolation teaches you to hear yourself, to see the lies you chased weren't real. That love you fought for, just manipulation wrapped in pretty words. That friend you'd kill for, a shadow that vanished when your light dimmed. I let every fake soul fall away. I didn't chase, didn't beg, didn't ask why. Truth is, I was never hard to love. They were just too weak to handle depth. They wanted to be shallow. I gave them loyalty, my soul. They gave me an absence. Good. Now they watch from a distance, seeing the beast they created, the one who stopped explaining, stopped forgiving, stopped showing up. Being alone isn't weakness. It's where legends are born. It's where real warriors are forged. Anyone can smile in a crowd, act tough with backup, but sit with your demons, your regrets, the silence that reminds you how many times you were left behind. If you can rise from that, you're not human anymore. You're a storm. Storms don't explain themselves. They come, they destroy, they leave everything changed. That's who I became. Not because I wanted to, but because the world doesn't respect softness. It devours it. So I burned that softness and forged new skin. Now, I don't speak much. I move, I act, I let silence do the talking, and trust me, silence speaks louder than love ever did. People look at me now saying I've changed. Damn right I have. I evolved. I shed skin after skin, pain after pain. I rebuilt myself from ashes so many times I started to love the smell of smoke. I don't trust easy anymore. I don't give access to those who haven't bled for me. My circle's damn near a dot now, and I like it that way. No snakes, no liars, no leeches, just me. Focused, hungry, dangerous. I don't care about status, validation, or conditional love. Give me loyalty or get out of my way. Give me real or stay silent. If you doubted me, good. Doubt built this. Disrespect fueled this. Every door slammed in my face gave me bricks to build my own castle. Don't mistake my silence for weakness. Don't think my calm means I forgot. I remember everything. Every insult disguised as a joke. Every broken promise. Every time I was left to read. I just don't react the same anymore. I let time expose what my words never could. I let karma finish the conversations I walked away from. That's real power. Walking away when you could destroy them. Choosing peace when you've earned revenge. It takes a warrior to carry rage without using it. I could have burned it all down. I chose to build instead. Build in silence. Build in pain. Build with the discipline that turns wounds into weapons. I don't need crowds, cheers, or followers. I walk alone because I was born to, because God made me this way, built different, wired for solitude, forged in storms. While they laugh, gossip, try to figure me out, I'm moving. While they sleep, I'm building. While they're distracted, I'm evolving. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them think they're ahead. Time will reveal everything. And when it does, don't call me. Don't come back. Don't act like you always believed in me. I ain't bitter. I'm just not stupid anymore. I gave too much, loved too hard, forgave too fast. That version of me is gone, dead in the fire. What you see now is what emerged from it. The world doesn't hand out trophies for survival, but I don't need them. I am the proof that even after betrayal, heartbreak, silence, and abandonment, you can rise stronger, colder, smarter, alone, but never broken. That's what makes me different. That's what makes me dangerous. That's why they whisper when I walk in. They know I was forged in a place they wouldn't last a day. They think being alone means I'm broken. Nah, it means I'm free from fake love, from expectations I never signed up for, from carrying people who couldn't walk on their own. I stopped showing up where I wasn't respected. I stopped explaining myself to the ungrateful. I stopped breaking myself to make others feel whole. You know how it feels to watch yourself crumble just so someone else can stand taller. That pain doesn't scream. It whispers, eats at you until you snap. Not loud, not violent, just gone. Silent, cold, unreachable. That's where I live now. In that silence, in that distance where nothing touches me unless I allow it. And I don't allow much anymore. Every betrayal was a teacher, every heartbreak a chapter, every abandonment a lesson. I got better, not bitter. I upgraded, cut dead weight, stopped giving first chances, let alone second ones. I saw how people acted when I had nothing, when I was struggling, when my world was falling apart behind a smile. Most love you until it's inconvenient, until your pain messes with their comfort. That's when they bounce, when the masks fall off, when you see them for what they are, seasonal, not solid. So I stopped begging them to stay. I held the door open wider and let them leave faster. I stopped being available for the draining, the confused, the selfish. I don't answer every call, don't reply to every message, don't entertain those who think I'm replaceable. Because I'm not. I'm rare. That's not ego. That's math. People like me, loyal after betrayal, soft-hearted after heartbreak, real in a world of fakeness, are 1 in a million, and rarely gets taken for granted when it's too available. So I made myself scarce, expensive, the kind of man you don't just get, you earn. With loyalty, consistency, energy that doesn't shift with the wind. Loyalty's the last real currency left, and it's bankrupt everywhere. People ride with you when you're winning, but vanish when you fall. That's not loyalty, that's convenience. Real ones bleed with you, ride through the storm. Don't flinch when the world turns its back. But how many of those have I met? Not many, maybe none. That's why I don't complain about being alone. I don't crave company anymore. I'd rather walk solo in truth than dance with snakes in disguise. Silence showed me who I am, stripped away the lies, the noise, the pretenders. What was left? A man of fire and grit, who doesn't fold, doesn't beg, doesn't chase. A man who can stare at pain and not blink. That's not numbness. That's mastery. That's what happens when you bleed enough. you become bulletproof. You stop fearing heartbreak because you've survived worse. You stop fearing loss because you've lost the world and kept breathing. That's where I live now, on the other side of fear, of emotion. I don't react, I calculate, I don't trust blindly, I observe. I let people show me who they are, and I believe them the first time. The strongest are always alone, not because they want to be, but because the world's too soft for their kind of truth. We don't fit in, don't blend. We stand out, not for the image, but for the fire in our eyes, the demons we dance with, the pain we've carried. Ever seen a man with nothing left to lose? That's me. That's freedom. That's dangerous. I'm not afraid to start over, to lose people, to cut ties that choke me. I'm not afraid to be misunderstood. Let them talk, twist the story. I know the truth, and that's enough. I don't play games anymore. Don't entertain chaos. Don't explain myself to the blind. My energy's sacred now, my time gold. If you come into my space, you better come correct. Because I'm not who I was before. That man's gone, buried under betrayal, pain, and silence. What's left is something colder, wiser, something that doesn't flinch when the world burns. I've burned once and walked out smiling. They keep asking, why so distant? Like they don't remember teaching me to stop reaching out, leaving me hanging when I needed them most. I'm distant because I learned people don't value presence. They value absence. As long as you're always there, always giving, they'll take you for granted. But go quiet, disappear, stop giving, and suddenly they notice. Not because they love you, but because they hate losing access to someone who made them feel big. They don't miss you. They miss how you treated them. I'm not in the business of giving that energy anymore. I don't love like I used to, not because my heart's gone, but because it's guarded, armored by too much pain. I used to think loving harder, deeper, would keep people close. Wrong. Love doesn't stop betrayal. Kindness doesn't stop disrespect. Loyalty doesn't stop abandonment. It just makes you a target for those who can't love back. So I stopped offering love as a lifeline and started offering silence as a boundary. I stopped trying to heal others and started protecting myself. If they call it cold, let them. The warmth they took for granted is extinct. Healing isn't beautiful. It's not soft music or poetic journal entries. It's brutal, lonely, crying at 3 a.m. with no one to wipe your tears. It's waking up with a heart so heavy it could sink oceans and still show up, still grinding, still breathing. Healing is war, a silent war where every step forward feels like dragging yourself through glass. But you keep going, not because it's easy, but because there's no other choice. You fight through it or stay broken, and I didn't come this far to stay broken. I don't want half love, part-time loyalty, or temporary commitment. If you can't match my energy, stay away. I've carried too many relationships alone, been the only one trying, the only one showing up. That version of me is retired, buried. I've got a new blueprint now. If your presence brings chaos, confusion, or emotional debt, you're gone. No warnings, no second chances, just gone. I refuse to be drained by people who don't notice when I'm the one bleeding. I built myself in silence, brick by brick, while everyone thought I was falling apart. I took every insult, every betrayal, every backstab, and turned it into fuel. They don't see the nights you scream in your head, just to face the next day. The moments you stare at your reflection, wondering how you're still standing. But I'm still standing because quitting isn't in my blood. Folding isn't my nature. You don't survive this kind of pain without something primal, something that refuses to die, something that fights back even when you've got nothing left. So, yeah, I'm alone, but I'm solid. I don't second-guess myself anymore. Don't look for approval. Don't search for belonging. I am the storm I needed, the protector I never had, the loyalty I used to beg for. I'm not looking to be saved. I'm the savior now, of my sanity, my peace. That's what scares them. They used to control me with guilt, emotions, and silence. But now, I control the silence. I weaponized it, turned it into armor. When I go quiet now, it's not weakness, it's calculation, watching, deciding who's worth a word and who's not worth a glance. I'm done explaining, defending, making excuses for those who failed me. You either come correct or don't come at all. I'm not hard to love. I was just too easy to use. Now I'm the man they warned you about, the one who loves with boundaries, gives with caution, trusts like a sniper, slow, calculated, and only once. If you break it, it's done. No repairs, no glue, just silence. That's where the real ones live, in that sacred, solitary space where the strongest always are. Not because they want to be alone, but because it's the only place that doesn't lie, doesn't use, doesn't break. I'd rather stay there forever than go back. They always say I'm too intense. Damn right I am. My intensity is the absence of games, lies, small talk, and fake smiles. It's the raw, unfiltered truth I carry like a blade. Most can't handle that. They're used to surface-level chatter, empty promises, half-hearted connections. So when someone like me shows up, someone who sees through the masks, who doesn't just listen, but hears, it scares them. You can't fake it around a man who's been through the fire. You can't sell illusions to someone who's had nightmares. That's why they leave, why they flinch. I became a mirror, and they hated their reflection. Loneliness isn't an empty room. It's a crowded one where no one sees the war behind your eyes. You smile out of habit, but your soul's screaming for someone to get it. When no one does, you pull back, go cold. Not cruel, just tired. Tired of pretending, hoping, giving maps to your heart just for people to get lost on purpose. So you build walls, armor up. They call you heartless because you stopped letting them hurt you. But I'm not heartless. I've learned the difference between love and dependency, support and manipulation, loyalty and obligation. I've tasted every shade of betrayal, loved people who treated my heart like an option, held hands with those waiting for something better. Don't ask why my boundaries are brutal, why my standards are cold. When you've been burned enough, you stop lighting matches for those who won't shield you from the wind. People are temporary. 1 minute they're family, the next they're ghosts. I'm done being surprised. They don't change. Their masks just slip. I'm done collecting masks. I want real, unfiltered, unapologetic. If you can't bring that, don't come near me. I stopped asking, what's wrong with me? Why do they leave? I know now, it wasn't me. I saw them too clearly. Saw the cowardice behind their confidence, the emptiness behind their charm, the weakness behind their anger. People hate being seen like that, so they run, and I let them because I'm not chasing ghosts anymore. If you can walk away from me, you were never meant to be near me. I'm not for everyone, and I stopped trying to be. They want convenience wrapped in loyalty, access without effort, someone to fix them without facing themselves. That's not me. I'm not your therapist, your rebound, your emotional punching bag. I'm the man who rebuilt himself with no help, turned pain into power, silence into strength. Solitude didn't break me, it revealed me. It peeled back every layer I hid behind, took away every excuse, every distraction, every voice but my own. In that silence, I met myself. Not the version others wanted, not the mask I wore to survive, but the real me. The one who doesn't beg, doesn't fold, doesn't wait to be chosen, because he already chose himself. That's the man I became, and there's no going back. I'm not hard to love. I'm just not easy to use. I bring depth in a world addicted to surface, intensity in a world that fears emotion, loyalty in a world that trades it like cheap currency. If that makes me too much, so be it. I'd rather be too much than be like them, hollow, aimless, forgettable. They'll remember me. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, when they're surrounded by noise and still feel empty, they'll remember the silence I brought, the man who would have gone to war for them if they hadn't betrayed him during the peace. By then, I'll be too far gone, too healed, too high up to hear their apologies. The door they closed is a wall now, thick, cold, permanent. The strongest are always alone, not because they lack love, but because they value it too much to waste it. They've seen what happens when you give your heart to those who twist it. Silence is my language, withdrawing my response, distance my protection. When I go silent, it's too late. I don't come back, don't explain, just vanish. They'll feel the weight of losing something rare, something they'll never find again. They always come back, not because they miss you, but because they miss how you made them feel, how you held space when no one else did. But when you were breaking, dying inside, they disappeared. Silence, excuses, vanishing acts. You stared at your reflection, wondering how someone could switch up so easily, how people you prayed for hoped you'd fall. That's the sickness of this world. They romanticize loyalty, but don't live it. Preach love, but only when it's easy. The moment you need something real, they're gone. So, I got colder. I don't deny it. That softness, that openness, it's gone. I don't apologize for it, because the world didn't apologize for breaking me. It didn't say sorry when it shattered me, didn't send flowers when I buried versions of myself. It didn't cry when I cried. So, I stopped crying for it, stopped hoping, stopped lowering my standards to fit places that couldn't hold my worth. Now I build my own table, sit with my own silence. If I let you in, it's not by accident. It's because I saw something rare in you, something real. But most times, I don't let anyone in. I trust patterns, not promises, actions, not words. Pain never lies. When you've been alone long enough, you see everything differently. You stop chasing closure, needing validation, arguing with those committed to misunderstanding you. You detach, quietly, slowly, ruthlessly. Not because you don't care, but because peace is more important than being right, than proving your worth to those who never saw it. Your silence becomes your shield, your sword, your language. You don't scream anymore. You whisper with your distance, speak volumes without a word. That's power. That's the level they can't touch.